You better find it soon because we're live.
We are.
Yes, we are live once again with the Lonely Marks. This time to talk about some more WrestleMania last year. Not last year. Wow. Last year we talked about a lot of things. Last week we also talked about WrestleMania. We did our tier ranker of the main events. Go check that out if you haven't. It was a fun time. At least 3/4 of us were there the entire time.
We had a substitution. Well, you guys got to rank a couple of them together before then. Richie had to leave, so you got a few.
Yeah, it was perfect. Jordan came in, Richie came out.
Look, I'm glad I got to rank Cena and the Miz.
And the Miz, that was perfect.
What a great one. Catches
what a war!
Probably not making the dream cards that four of us thought of. Not making mine.
John Cena versus the Miz. Okay, let's talk about it.
My main event of my perfect WrestleMania is a setup for a main event that's not even going to be featured.
Yes. My main event, shock everybody, Psycho Sid versus Hulk Hogan.
Oh
no. I've just had too much good on this card. You got to have at least one bad, every WWE show.
The lingerie pillow fight between Corey Wilson and
which wasn't technically a match, so you could include it and not have it was more of a segment, not technically a match, because apparently everybody beat Jonathan Coachman.
Wasn't
even in the match, so stupid booking. It's ridiculous. But no, as we're talking about, we are going to be doing our dream cards, much like we did last year. Only last year, Austin wasn't with us, so it'll be his first time.
I wasn't invited to be a lonely mark yet. It took another.
He wasn't lonely at the time, so
you weren't lonely enough. Now you are, and
technically none of you are lonely because you all have pets, and I have no pets, so I am the loneliest Mark. I'm just saying. I'm not sure if that's something I should be bragging about or not.
Yeah, suck it, y'all.
I'm the loneliest.
Yeah, you're the loneliest. Yeah, not even pets want to hang out with you.
There are like 15 cats that live outside my building, though, and not one of them is mine.
Are you allowed to have pets in your place?
No.
Oh, okay.
So it's stupid. But the rent.
Hide a cat.
Can't beat the rent, so it's a fair trade-off. No pets.
You just got to wade your way through the feral cats outside the door, and then once you get in, you're fine. Yeah.
They're cats that don't like to look at anyone though. Like if they'll look at you, but once you look at them, they just shoot off. Like this is my place, and you're invading my territory, and I don't like it.
That's why cats are evil. I don't like them.
Yeah, cats.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cats are the best.
Cats are evil, bro.
Dogs
you look in their eyes and they just want to kill you, all the time. Like, take care of me, or I will murder you.
No,
that's what cats look like when they look at you.
Yeah, and if your arm is dangling over the edge of your armrest, and your hand just goes out for a moment, they swipe at it and stupid.
Fuck away.
Y'all just have bad cat experiences.
As opposed to my dog, when I hold my hand out over the side of my chair, she comes up because she knows she's gonna get scratches, and enjoys it, like a normal.
That's what my cat does. I'm not voting.
Abby wants, she wants a kiss because they're adorable.
Or maybe your dog wants to interrupt the podcast like they always do. Yeah, that's why I love dogs.
Hey, they don't do that.
Hey, Richie is no Malcolm. I'll say that. Richie's no Malcolm.
He was getting there.
Next week when we curate animals.
I'm leaving our cats are in an S tier.
Yeah,
y'all gonna drag them down to like a C territory. I heard you.
We should
if I could have a pet and it it didn't matter. A pet monkey would be fantastic.
No, I don't know. You heard that 911 call? That lady who got her face ripped off with that 911 call? That was terrifying.
I think Hollywood has kind of maybe kind of made monkeys seem more like friendly and domesticated.
Monkeys, Dalmatians, koalas, all via media seem like awesome pets. They're horrible.
Dalmatians are fine.
I've heard Dalmatians are dicks.
What a koala do to you?
Richie, my next
It's
pets
adorable, but I
are
heard they're
going to
not
be a
good
flock
pets.
of magpies. Those are going to be my next pet.
But it's weird.
Oh, look who wanted to join us. Hey, but goddamn, get back
see?
here. Get back here, goddamn. I'm trying to prove a point. I'm trying to prove a point. Oh,
It would be hilarious if you got
what the
scratched in the
I'm
face.
trying
right
to prove
on
a
screen.
point, you son of a bitch. Get back here. Oh, look at who you son of a bitch. God damn it.
See? They're like, fuck you.
He's busy. He's busy. He's doing something.
All right.
See, he's still behind me.
I'm definitely clipping this.
But like I don't know, like magpies have like apparently like they're okay in other countries, but just in Australia they decide to be dicks and just swoop
They just
people
hate
and
people.
fucking
Hey, buddy. You're
yeah.
so much better than a doggy. Yes, you are. Yeah. What's up? Yeah.
All right, what are we doing? Let's get back to
Yeah, what are you doing? Welcome to Cat Talk.
Welcome.
Lonely Marks.
Well, that's how lonely we are. We only have our pets to talk about.
Yeah.
We also have WrestleMania dream cards and predictions to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
The show.
That
is,
show.
The show is 2 days away, and we finally have what matches are happening each night. So
I'm already celebrating. I've seen 2 different Mania shows already. I just finished Bloodsport. Before that was Santino Brothers. Like, come on, guys, catch up.
I'll watch the New Japan Impact things on now, so I'll watch that.
Yes, and then I will log into your account later and watch it later.
Yeah, well, you can probably watch it before me. I'm watching it tonight. I'm watching it later on, so you can watch it before me if you want.
Does anybody watch bare knuckle fighting?
I'll watch it sometime.
So I only asked because in May, an hour from me in Greenville, there's going to be a bare knuckle fighting pay-per-view.
Okay.
So I wonder if I should go to it, if it's worth going to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you say an hour?
Oh, I mean, it's green. It's green. I live near Asheville. It's in Greenville. It's an hour away. I mean, it's no big
Yeah,
deal.
I'd give it a shot.
Yeah,
or Google the company, see if it's a respectable company.
No, it's the main one that does all the
Oh,
fighting.
yeah.
Like the bear, like BKF or whatever, like the main one. Yeah,
yeah, like a lot of them are like sort of UFC sort of rejects, but but it's fine. It's good for what it is.
No, it's actually at the big like arena down there, like not like some theater or some whatever.
Okay.
Like it's like the legit company that does the pay-per-view. So that's why I'm like, just if tickets aren't too expensive, I'll check it out. I'm not gonna go if tickets are $100, but if I can get like a $40-$50 ticket, I'll go. Sure.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I'd go.
So it'll be on a Friday night, so I'll have to miss whatever tournament fight or tier-ranker fight is that night. I'll just look what the topic's going to be. Switch the topic to where Jacob will have to co-host something. I don't know.
Or we'll just start so late that you'll still make it on time.
You'll still make it.
Jordan, we love you. Don't worry. Let's get into these dream cards. Austin, since you were not able to join us last time, I'm very curious to see, because I've heard these two, and I could.
Yeah, I'll just say I do have some cliche picks, that show up on a lot of these, but a few gaps. But again, I try to structure mine to where there's like a flow to it, a different type of match each time, keep things interesting. I only have 8 matches because some of them are longer, so I don't want to burn out. I did the running times, and if you don't have too many video packages, it's like 3 hours, 3.5 hours, something like that. So,
right, and just before to remind the people, because rules. Our opening match has to be an opening match, and our main event has to be a main event. You can only use a superstar once. You can only use a title once. You can only use a WrestleMania once. All the matches that are in the middle, from 2 to whatever is before your main event, can be from anywhere on the card. And if you chose to do a pre-show, that is awesome too. But your pre-show matches had to be pre-show matches. You can't take Team Johnny versus Team Teddy and pluck it onto the pre-show.
Yeah.
I won't give away, but like the 2-night WrestleMania thing fucked me up. So I'm like, oh, technically that was a main event, so I can't use that. Oh, yeah. But anyway, so I was like, I had to change things around. But yeah.
All right. So shall I get started? All right.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, again, I said some of these were going to be cliche, but you have to open with arguably the greatest opener of all time, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. I mean, I rewatched it. I hadn't seen it in a while, and yeah, I mean, this match. It's a little longer than I remember, but at the same time, it's there's never a dull moment. It's exciting. The crowd's super behind Bret. Super against Owen. He was always a good, just kind of chicken shit heel. And yeah, great finish, kind of out of nowhere for Bret, but good false finishes, still works today. Yeah, I mean, there was more high flying moves than I remembered. There's a lot more attempts at like top rope headbutts and splashes and stuff, and but that's a good thing. So, but yeah, great match to open the show.
I think that was the opener I chose last year.
Yeah, that was the one, to determine who'd be in the main event. So there's stakes to it, so it's good stuff. And Madison Square Garden.
Were we supposed to do different cards, Jacob?
I don't know about y'all. If y'all,
well, we never stated that. But I just tried to be a little different.
We'll get to it.
I did not. So that is also my opener.
I did not, because that's also my opener, because that's the best opening of all time.
Sure. I mean, it's hard to argue against the opener that got like a 5-star from Dave Meltzer. So, it just kind of is what it is.
I'll be a dream card
this time. Yeah. So I'll transition from that since everybody else is going to talk about it. I'm going to go to some cruiserweight action for the cruiserweight title and just kind of a breezy, fun 10-12 minute sprint. WrestleMania 20, the Cruiserweight Open. SmackDown presented at WrestleMania 20. There's 9 cruiserweights, basically their entire cruiserweight roster at that time. It's like, Rey Mysterio, Chavo, Ultimo Dragon, Nunzio, Funaki, Kidman, pretty much everybody. But it's basically somebody gets eliminated, the next person who's in order slides in, keeps going. But it's nothing but just spots, big moves. But it's fun. Crowd was into it, and like I said, it's like a 12-minute sprint, so it's a little change of pace, not as much psychological stuff, but you got enough of that in the opener, so I'm fine with just having kind of a scramble sprint here. Cruiserweight Open WrestleMania 20. Go to the ladies for my third match for the Women's Championship: Trish Stratus versus Mickie James, WrestleMania 22. Really good match. I know. Yeah, is this the infamous match? I think where they edited out Mickie James doing the V on her face, and they edited it out later. Yes. But yeah, which led right into her finish or whatever. But so it's a little awkward.
But they kind of did an homage to it on Impact recently with her and Marsha Slamovich, and then like she went to I think Marsha went to like kiss Mickie James, and Mickie James bit her tongue. I was like, holy shit.
Nice. Well, I mean, just two women kind of in there at the peak of their careers and having a really good match. So have a little showcase there. We'll go from that to my fourth match for the Intercontinental title. Again, I never said it was going to be anything groundbreaking, but Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage from WrestleMania 3 for the Intercontinental title. Perhaps the best one they've ever had at WrestleMania. Although I'm kind of hoping, I have high hopes, we'll talk about it, this 3-way that they're going to do at WrestleMania with Sheamus and Drew and Gunther for the Intercontinental title. I'm hoping this they'll beat the shit out of each other and have one of the greatest Intercontinental title matches ever. I'm hoping. So we'll see. But as far as this one, yeah, it's still, again, it's very old school, but it's very fast paced. It was kind of a big deal at the time. They did some really cool stuff. I mean, it's two great workers just putting on a showcase and stealing the show essentially. So yeah, it's a match that still works today. It's like 14 minutes, flies by. Great stuff. Of course, I couldn't have WrestleMania without TLC 2 from WrestleMania 17 going into that, just to absolutely, go all out, have a potential to steal the show. This is not only, I think, one of the best WrestleMania matches ever, but I think when we talked about our top 10 favorite matches of all time, period, this one was on my top 10 because I just think it still works to this day. It's absolutely nuts. The spear that the Edge gives Jeff Hardy.
The spear is one of my favorite spots.
It's one of the greatest spots ever. It's so perfect the way he lands, the way the timing of it, the crowd reaction. It's the camera angle, everything about it. It's one of the most perfect, crazy wrestling spots in history. So and it still just makes my jaw drop every time I watch it. But yeah, it's great, and I like the addition of this one having like Lita run in, and then somebody for everybody, Spike, Dudley, Rhino, one for each team, kind of doing their own spots. It's fun.
And Lita just floors Spike with the chair. Holy shit!
Oh my god, she kills him with a chair. Rhino kills Matt Hardy with a gore through the table, and then Rhino and Spike both get demolished when Jeff Hardy jumps off with the swanton through the table. Especially Spike, if you look at him, he just collapses right into the table and gets squashed. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, good stuff all around to steal the show. So I'm not exactly calming things down with my number 6, but it's more of like a slower kind of heel versus face match, but with big personality. So I'll jump in, and it's no title, so I'll jump into The Rock and Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania 18, just having a good old fashioned kind of a Hulk Hogan match, but doing it kind of to the best. I mean, you could easily say it's one of Hogan's greatest matches, just because he kind of works it perfectly. He works the crowd perfectly. It shows that he still kind of had that that charisma and everything. So Rock and Hogan will be my number 6. I'll pick back up the work rate, if you will, and let's go with the showstopper. I kind of said I was watching this one, so I added it. I hadn't seen it in a minute, but Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle from WrestleMania 21. Jesus Christ, this match is so damn good, and especially the last 5 or 6 minutes is just nuts with all the counters. I mean, it's like Angle goes for a moonsault and misses, and then Shawn Michaels hits the elbow, but then he goes for the sweet chin music, but then Angle hits a angle slam, goes for the pin. There's another reversal. Eventually, there's a top rope angle slam. There's a sweet chin music. Then there's the infamous 3 minutes of Shawn Michaels trying to escape the ankle lock and being unsuccessful, and it's one of the greatest 3 minutes ever. Great selling from Shawn. Just a phenomenal match that I forgot how good this thing was.
He barely hit it, but I gotta be honest. I think Angle has one of the best moonsaults ever.
I think he does too. It's hard to remember a time other than maybe Hardcore Holly, and in that case he broke his arm. When he actually hit the moonsault. But yeah, most of the time he didn't, just because it actually looked better when he didn't hit somebody with it and just landed. I mean, the one from the top of the cage against Benoit is one of the greatest, most perfect moonsaults you've ever seen in your life.
I thought Christopher Daniels had the best moonsault ever.
No, I think Kurt Angle has the best moonsault ever, personally.
But Daniels is the BME.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It's just something about the way Angle does it. It's great. And this match is awesome. It's so good. I mean, even with Angle being the heel in this one, when he finally gets him to tap, the crowd gives both of them a standing ovation. It's really great. So no titles on the line, just two great guys just killing it out there for my semi. And then since Shawn was in my semi, it kind of took away some of the great main events of all time. So I had to go with another one. But one I was there live for, and we talked about last week, Edge versus The Undertaker from WrestleMania 24 for the title will be my main event.
There's the technicality here. There's an issue here that Edge.
Oh, that's right. Edge is in TLC. I totally forgot about that. Okay, so I'll switch it to.
Wait, what happened?
Edge in TLC too.
I forgot Edge is in.
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah, I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that. All right. Let's see. I'll go with. Pick one on the play. Come back to me. I'll think of one. Wallace Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow. I'm just kidding.
Let's see what can.
Why not? So you go
about that. Now I'll figure something out. So I don't know.
Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar 97.
Nah, I'll do. You know what? It's fine. I'll do the cap off to a great title. Won't be the best match on the show like we talked about, but I'll do Batista Triple H. No, I can't do Batista Triple H because that's WrestleMania 21. I already have that. So I'll do.
What's a Mania you don't have?
One of the later ones. So I'll do. Okay.
30.
I think I can do. No, WrestleMania 30. Daniel Bryan, Batista, Randy Orton. Boom. There's my main event.
Yeah, that's good, man.
That'll work because neither one of those guys is on the card yet. So, all right.
Yes.
There you go. Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Batista. Randy Orton.
Yes.
30.
Yes.
All right,
not just
not
there
bad.
because I always forget Edge is part of the damn.
I think, to be fair, I think when we did our SummerSlam card, I fucked out and put it because I forgot that Christian was part of TLC, and I put Christian in a separate SummerSlam match.
Oh, right.
I was like, God damn it.
Rules are not meant to be broken.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like your card, and then you switch your main event, and now I like it even more because that's one of my favorite matches.
I know, but what sucks is now I don't have the Undertaker on my card at WrestleMania. Oh well.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Here's what do you have WrestleMania 29 on your card?
No.
So you could make it a 9-match card.
Yeah, if I put Triple H, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, but then here's the problem because Shawn Michaels was a special referee for that, and he can't be.
Well, no, or you could do 29 and do Undertaker, CM Punk.
Okay. Maybe I'll figure out an Undertaker match while you guys are doing yours. That wasn't that doesn't involve anybody else.
You could do Undertaker, Giant Gonzalo.
Yeah, that sounds good. Undertaker, Jimmy Snuka. Sounds good.
Excuse me, sorry. But while he figures that out, who wants to go next? All right, Richie made noise first.
All right. Okay.
Here, actually, no, I have one. I think no, can't do that because that was at the same WrestleMania. All right, never mind.
do you have a WrestleMania? Was it? I was going to say Undertaker and Flair, but you have it. 18.
That's WrestleMania 18. I have Rock and Hogan already.
Yeah, that damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's a good match too. But no, I can't do that one.
Do you have anything for 19?
Or I know what I can do. Undertaker and Kane Inferno match, WrestleMania 14.
There you go.
It's a fun match. Not the biggest banger of a match, but it's a fun spectacle. So I'll do that, and I'll slide that in at match number 4.
All right, cool.
There we go.
All right, cool. That actually works out too because I've got 9 matches. So
there you go.
All right. Well, yeah, we already gave away my first one. Owen Harper's Bret Hart. Not much else needs to be said. It's just the greatest opinion match of all time. It holds up. It's fantastic. Yeah. And it's sort of more impressive when you consider that. Yeah, Bret Hart wrestled 2 matches. So, and yeah, just a great, a great finish. I wish it sort of led more to for Owen, but I think he should have won the title at some point, but.
Bonkers that he never did. Really, that's kind of insane. Because there was a couple of points where he was super hot, where he could have. You know what I mean? It would have made sense, and just never pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, right off the back of this feud, he should have won. I mean, there were a couple of times where it was like, oh man, like you might have I mean, there were a couple times where I was like, "Oh, maybe his promo skills weren't." I mean, when it was like, that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg." But he was still great. He's still great, and I think he would have made a great champion. But yeah, and I do hope he's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. But
Hey, they give Psycho Sid the title, so it's not all about your promo skills.
Oh yeah. But he also has funny promos, so that's why I kind of like. Yeah,
I have the brain. You do.
Yeah. So.
Hey, you do that again.
Yeah. We're live, pal.
Oh, sorry.
And now. And so my second match. I feel like I gotta have a Cena match on there, and I really like this match. I'll just say this. I'll say this about it. I drove to the ring on a freaking tank, bro. I like Cena and Rusev. I think it's a good match. I was actually toying with the idea of putting the Firefly Funhouse match on there, but then it would be kind of silly with a crowd. That was a product of its time. Like my WrestleMania card's gonna have a crowd, so it'd be weird to go, hey, now look at the screen.
Guys loves that match.
Yeah, it's such a fun match.
Yeah, I love the Firefly, but Cena Rusev is fun. Yeah. And Cena Rusev is real fun, and I think Rusev should have won. That's my only any gripe with it. Because I think he was super hot at the time, and like they could have gone away with him. And I mean, I feel like Miro Rusev is misused wherever he goes. Bring Miro back to TV. Anyhow, AEW, he's really good. But yeah, it's a good match. So yeah, and obviously that tank intro is really is fun. It's one of the better intros. So yeah. Then my third match is sort of the what would almost would be like the birth child to the TLC, the pre-TLC, the triangle ladder match between Hardy's, Dudley's, and Edge and Christian from WrestleMania 2000. Yeah, I think this match gets forgotten about. This match is still really good as well, and including like the same spot where like I think it's like Edge Edge Christian and Matt Hardy on top of ladder, and they throw him through a whole bunch of tables. It's from top of that. It's same spot. This was really good match, and these teams really work well together. It's a great match on a kind of honestly a lackluster WrestleMania, to be honest. But this would stand out, and I think their matches would stand out in most cards. But next we got a women's match. I went with another sort of underrated women's match here. I think last time we did this, I went with Trish and Mickey, but now I'm going to go with Trish, Jazz, and Victoria from WrestleMania 19.
Yeah, it's a good little sprint. And unfortunately, it doesn't get a ton of time, but it's a good match. I like that three-way. That's a good one.
So I like this match, and I think I've always liked Jazz and like Victoria. Those are two other women that should be in the Hall of Fame at some point. And I think it's really good, and I think they worked well together. And I guess the only gripe is they should have had got more time, but
I don't know, bro. The bar is pretty high with Stacey being in there.
I mean, we can get into that if you want, but we don't know much.
He's not going in as a wrestler.
Still doesn't do enough as a manager, so
that's just my opinion, man.
Next, you got a guy who's not known for his like great wrestling, but he's basically a guy who can get great matches out of not so great workers. And I'm going back in time. Warrior vs Savage. This match is actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, the match is good. Yeah.
I enjoy this match. So not much to say about it, but I mean, I was also thinking of Savage and Flair, which should have main evented 27. Like we talked about in Tier Rank, Savage is like he was like the showstopper before Shawn Michaels came around. He's really good. So and next I realized I got a lot of triple threat matches. Didn't do this on purpose, just kind of happened.
What are you AEW pay-per-view? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. But I wanted the Intercontinental title on my card, and I realized a lot of the Intercontinental title matches involve people I've already used. So, but these people are free. So I went for Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Miz for the Intercontinental title. So, but they did a decent match again.
Yeah.
I think they had a decent match again. I think it was they were sort of hamstrung by a short time, but I think they were pretty good. Miz can be all right when he's like carried by like good workers, and he served his purpose here, and it was really really fun. I do think but mind you, probably would have been a better. no offense to Miz, probably would have been a better match if it was just Rollins versus Balor. And then I am using the Undertaker here. Got the Undertaker versus CM Punk. I think this was really really good Undertaker match. This was where still like maybe in the later sort of years where he could kind of still go. It was a pretty good match. I know Punk was pissed that this wasn't like main eventing, but like I think it stole a show here. It's a really good match, and
I still to this day don't know why they didn't keep the title on Punk and do like a title versus streak match. Like it books itself. Like it would have been great, but nope, The Rock was involved, so he had to be in the main event.
The Rock was involved. He had to be in the main event.
Which is it? Are people out there surprised that that whole Rock Roman Reigns thing never came together for this one? Like after being everybody was convinced like a year ago that it was going to happen. Essentially,
Yeah, seems a bit weird.
Next year.
on Young Rock too?
Well, I mean, technically, there's nothing to say he can't still make an appearance.
It isn't
Yeah,
Hollywood.
it's like a Cena Miz thing where he makes an appearance and they set up something on Raw for next year.
Right. Or if he interferes in the main event. Just saying.
Yeah,
I don't know. I you know, not that I want interference in the main event, but I'm just saying, yeah.
yeah. I think that would have
it isn't Hollywood, so him making an appearance would not be out of the question. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be out of question. You know, I've got the same semi-main event as Austin HBK versus Kurt Angle. This I think this match gets like sort of forgotten about just because I think it wasn't a main event, but like it could main event any other sort of card, and this match is insane. This match is really good. There's just the work rate of both these guys is amazing, and then the finish is great. I remember being surprised just because I that Kurt Angle like went over the way he did. I was like, that's what I liked. Like they had a lot of like faith in Kurt Angle. Like Kurt Angle would often have all these like surprise clean wins and stuff. Even they had a clean win over like Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Like King of the Ring one time. It's like, yeah, man, like that dude doesn't like to go like clean up everybody. So like the finish is awesome, and it's just a fantastic match. And my main event is one of the best video packages of any main event. It's The Rock versus Austin from WrestleMania 17. I absolutely love the storytelling in this match. I loved everything about. You could say we will about the aftermath of Austin's heel turn, but I thought everything was done perfectly at the time. It was just amazing. And the crowd were nuts. I absolutely love this match. I think it's the best of their the WrestleMania trilogy. So Rock vs. Austin.
Yeah, that's always the conundrum with WrestleMania 17. Do you go with TLC or do you go with Rock Austin? Because
or if you just want to go with the hardcore match, yeah,
Taker Triple H.
Yeah, it's a stacked card. JP,
I was gonna say China Ivory squash match.
JPO, do you have graphics?
I do not. I do for them predictions, but not for this.
I see.
Well, I was about to say pull up your graphics, but you don't have them this time, so
disappointed people.
I'm sorry, I'll have them next time. So it's a little bit of a bar from both of you guys here. As I said earlier, I agree. Let's open up with Brett versus Owen from Mania 10 and 94. Great match and fun outcome too. I don't think a lot of people necessarily expected Owen to get that, but it definitely makes sense in retrospect. My second match. This is where we have a couple bigger, meatier men here. I chose from WrestleMania 7, British Bulldog versus Warlord. I just wanted a fun little mid-card match for my second match here. Then we kick things back up a notch. My oldest match on the card, my Intercontinental title match, Randy Savage, Steamboat, Mania 3. And then pretty much everything else is almost everything else is a real banger, as the kids would say, because after that we're going Rock versus Austin, but I'm gonna go with the 03 match from 19. I like that one because it is just pretty much it's a match, you know what I mean? There's not too many shenanigans. You know what I mean? They're both kind of pretty much faces to a large degree. So
I forgot how long Rock actually wrestled in Austin's vest in that match.
Yeah,
I thought it was just a couple minutes, and then
he's in a chunk of that, yeah. And then we get a little kookier again. I chose the Hollywood Backlot Brawl from Piper and Goldust. Just an entertaining shenanigans here. Really looking like Piper got ran over at one point here.
Dustin talks about it. He's like, "Oh shit,
it's a nasty, crazy bump, for live." And then I don't know, even the shenanigans with the undergarments. I don't know. It is what it is. It's a fun little kind of break of pace between these kind of killer matches. And then, as we just said, the debate for 01, since I didn't go, Rock or Austin or anything, I do have that TLC match, Dudley's, Hardy's, Edge and Christian. Up next is actually my world title match. Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle from 20, I think, 2004. Another great match here. Also on the undercard, actually, at this own event. so slightly on the undercard of mine.
That's the one where there's a fun little thing where Eddie kind of, it's not really cheating, but he like loosened up his boot, and then when Kurt Angle goes to the ankle lock, it just slips the boot right off. And then he gets the win after that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't call that cheating. That's just smart.
No, that's just smart. Yeah,
you're fighting the ankle lock, dude.
yeah.
Take out the ankle lock. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. That's probably my favorite moment of the matches. Just really fun. I always loved when he got unique with the finishes. And then now a little bit of a cool down match before we go to our kind of dual main event. But not too much here, huh?
The Playboy pillow fight.
No, I refuse. No, I decided. I said all 6 of these guys weren't on my card, so I thought this was a good kind of fun 6-man tag from 2013. The Shield against Orton, Big Show, and Sheamus. Just kind of a good way to get a few kind of big names on the card that weren't on my card already here. Showcase the Shield. Then my semi-main event, or you could call it a dual main event, as they do from time to time. From 2016, Charlotte, Sasha, Becky. Let's have that triple threat match on the card here. Those 3 women killing it. With my final match being one of my favorite matches of all time, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker as my main event.
I like it. I'm surprised at the lack of a kickoff show.
I know, yeah. I didn't have my notes, and I didn't want to double deuce anything I already had. So,
I guess I'll be the kickoff guy.
I don't think there's any matches on. Is there any matches announced on the kickoff show this
no, year? And they've even put the Andre on tomorrow's SmackDown, which I think is weird. Like, give people. I thought the whole point of it was like, you get to kind of be on Mania now. And now it's like, you're on SmackDown. Who gives a shit? Like,
Mania SmackDown.
That was like when they did the Face of the Revolution ladder match on Dynamite. It's like, you're the Face of the Revolution on your Face of Dynamite after Revolution.
Which I kind of get that, because that is like, they lost several matches because of the hour-long match, you know what I mean? But I do find it weird because they're still doing a kickoff. They're still doing an hour, and I'm like, so is this gonna be an hour of bullshit talking? Like, why wouldn't you put a match on there? You know what I mean? So
I ended up doing one
because there's a lot of good names in an Andre match. I know we're kind of jumping ahead, but there's a lot of people got booked. LA, Bronson, Bobby now. You know what I mean? Unless things change, there's a lot of bigger names.
Since you're bringing it up, should we predict that and count it in our predictions?
Sure. Maybe it's a tiebreaker.
A tiebreaker.
Use it as a tiebreaker because it is technically not a Mania match, but I would say a tiebreaker, maybe.
Okay. But before we get there,
let's talk your Mania. What's your kickoff?
My kickoff matches,
I think we can predict. Have they said what the main event of like the night one will be?
No, that's also an interesting case.
Could we also maybe predict like maybe an extra point prediction, like what closes night one?
The way the website, this is how I saved the pictures too. The website kind of has Cena and Austin listed last, but I don't think that's necessarily.
I think that was. I read or heard somewhere that's opening night one.
Yeah. Cena's basically confirmed that.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe we could predict that's in it because obviously we know Roman Cody for night.
So they don't have it. So like Sunday, the way Sunday works, the first match listed is the main event, which is Roman Cody. But then Saturday, the first one listed is Austin Cena, and the last one listed is the showcase match with the tag team. So, they don't have it listed in order yet. So
that's your main event.
Yeah, how crazy would that be? Night one, the Viking Raiders, Street Profits. It's your main event, and the people are like, good night. Fucking serious.
But speaking of a showcase, I kind of have one in my kickoff. Only it's not for like a number one contenders. It is for the WWE Tag Team Championships. It's from WrestleMania 30, the Usos taking on Los Matadores, the Real Americans, and Ryback. So, fun little match here to get the crowd going. My second match will be for the Cruiserweight Championship from the kickoff show of WrestleMania 33. We have Neville taking on Austin Aries. Neville, in my opinion, cannot have a bad match. So anytime he's on the card, I would like to have him on the main card, but I don't think he was actually ever on a main WrestleMania card. I'd have to fact check that, but
I don't think so.
So just two kickoff matches.
No, there's a time frame there where there's those tag titles were always on the pre-show. Cruiserweight titles had like 2-3 years where they're always on the pre-show. So that's why I did one last year because there's some good stuff to choose from as long as you're not double dipping matches,
Yeah. So now we kick off the main card. Excuse me. I do not have Brett versus Owen. Instead, I have the Intercontinental Championship being defended in a ladder match. Daniel Bryan taking on Bad News Barrett, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, R-Truth, and Stardust from WrestleMania 31. I thought that was a fun opener. I remember Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose kind of kickstarting a feud with a wicked spot through a ladder, and then Daniel Bryan winning the Intercontinental Championship. Fun moment. I'm kind of a Daniel Bryan guy.
I almost had that too. Could I have done not two openers, but could I have also just done another opener?
Yeah, the only because I think somebody else has done that before, but
because I almost had that because I had all those guys not on mine, and I don't think I had that Mania, so I almost did that too.
Yeah, it's a fun match. My second match will come from WrestleMania 26. Triple H taking on Sheamus. I actually really enjoyed this match. I thought it was Triple H. He wasn't in a title match, and I liked their feud. I think it. And then, this was a decent match. Match number three. By the way, you guys will soon see that I did not care about time. I'm gonna give you quality wrestling, and you're gonna like it.
Yes, Daddy.
So match 3 will come from WrestleMania 22. I have the women's championship match between Mickie James and Trish. Everything that was said about it already. I also like it. So match number 4, I thought I was going to be the only one with this on the card, and JPO had it as well. Roddy Piper and Goldust in the backlog. Just fun. Number 5, I have 10 matches, by the way. Number
I didn't
5,
have 10 too, I don't think I said, but yeah.
Number 5, this was the co-main event for some. This is I'm giving it to you in the middle of the card. I'm giving you Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 21. I'm following that up. I'm not letting the fans. There might be video packages, but I'm not letting the fans rest because we're going straight into The Rock and Hulk Hogan from 18.
Oh shit!
I had the same thing. I just had Rock and Hogan first, and then Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, right, so I'm just reversing it.
I gave him TLC first, so I gave him the high spots of TLC, the crowd work, Rock and Hogan, and then the workhorse rate of Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels.
Whoever's following that's in the Triple H Jericho spot.
But we are gonna give the fans a little bit like this. This is just a fun match. This is probably my favorite match from either night for WrestleMania 38. Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn and anything.
I thought about it.
It's just some fun.
But imagine watching that after Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they put it perfectly where they put it on that WrestleMania where it was like the third match or something. You know what I mean?
Like that. But yeah, we're gonna give it to you after this. So if you need to cool down, you can because you're not gonna miss anything like anything. Oh, look at this fantastic wrestling. It's just all right, cool. I can't go to the bathroom. I can miss this if I want to. But we're gonna get right back into the heavy stuff and just the good wrestling matches because from WrestleMania 29, I'm giving you The Undertaker and CM Punk. I think this is Undertaker's last great WrestleMania match, probably like his last great match, period. After this, it kind of he had good matches, but I don't think anything like met this level. Number 9, we're like I said, we're just gonna go Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13. This match is incredible. I think it's the best match from 13. And I just realized I do not have the World Heavyweight or WWE Championship on my card. So we're WrestleMania 1-ing it only without the the spectacle, because in my main event, we're going to WrestleMania 37. The women are in my main event: Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This might be my favorite women's match in WrestleMania. So I thought, why not give the women the spot? Let them main event. Let them.
Why not give the crowd an opportunity to beat the traffic home? I agree. After all that they've seen so far.
Yeah.
Sorry, just
why not give women a dead audience? No.
Yeah, give them a dead crowd to finish the show.
I mean, we joke, but that's exactly what happened with Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda.
Yeah.
Only this match is better.
Yeah. No. Truth. I had Bianca and Sasha. Then I realized, oh wait, they main evented technically. So I was like, I can't put that on my thing.
So
all right. So I realized I don't have Stone Cold Steve Austin on my card. So I'm changing my card again. Okay. So I'm X-naying Bret Hart, Owen Hart for my opener. I'll substitute. What WrestleMania was Eddie and Ray?
21.
Fuck. Okay, never mind. It'll stay the same then. Shit.
All right, I let you keep running into roadblocks. I'm like, oh, then I'm gonna. Shit, that's right.
Yeah,
that's what happened last year when I was doing all this. Is I was like, ooh, I can do. Oh no, I can't. Ooh, I can.
I know, because now I want to work in Bret Hart and Stone Cold onto the card. That match. But I just need to switch my opener.
Yeah, I wanted to as well, but I'm like, I can't go past that opener. I don't know what better opener I can do.
Well, it's just ones that don't interfere with other WrestleManias more than people. It's like,
I almost thought that we had already established the rules, but I think it might be fun to do at some point. Is you can double up on the wrestler, but you have to use you have to use both matches from the same Mania. Like, so if you wanted to do Bret and Owen, you could do Bret Yoko if you wanted, or if you wanted to do Daniel Bryan Triple H, you could do Daniel Bryan.
Okay, I'll switch it again. I'm done 10 matches. My opening match, WrestleMania 33, AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon, and then I go for match number 9 instead of 10, Bret Hart, Stone Cold. All right, that works. Then I don't have any crossover.
There you go.
Stone Cold Steve Austin on the card and Bret Hart on the card.
Sure. Future reference? No.
I was looking to see where I could fit AJ in. I'm like, I could do. Was it AJ Nakamura? But Nakamura, that wasn't a really good. It wasn't actually a great. That wasn't as good match as I thought it was going to be. And I was like,
I thought the match was good. I think expectations were just put so high because of their past matches that it was a letdown. But
all right, now
I think good cards overall.
That works, and it doesn't interfere with anything. So that works. Now I switch my card. Now I'm ready. All right. Now I got a lengthy marathon card, just like Jacob.
Nice.
So they're gonna be exhausted by the end of it. So the crowd wanting to go yes for Daniel Bryan will just be kind of going
Sure.
Okay.
All right, if you say so. How long's the show going on for?
Yeah, because that was only a 7. WrestleMania 30 was only a 7-match card. But they gave I think they gave at least 4 matches. Like
this weekend is what, 7 and 6? I think I read
7 and 6 so far. Yeah, 7 night 1 and
which is good. They're not killing it. They're not doing
it means some of the matches maybe that need to have time are going to get some time. So
it seems like Sunday is the right. Like the one that has 6 makes sense because I feel like they're all going to be kind of lengthy-ish.
Yeah,
I think what was it? Night 2 has 6. I think night 2 will end up having 7, but I'll explain why when we get to that point. JPO, you said you had graphics. So we will jump into the predictions. I will, of course.
So what we could do then is you can have 3 extra points this way. What opens night 1, what closes night 1, and what opens night 2. Is that?
Well, I think we already know what opens night 1. I think it's
John Cena and Austin
Theory.
Yeah. Well, is that 100% confirmed, or is Cena?
Cena basically said that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the opener for night 2 then.
Yeah, we could do main event night 1, opener of night 2,
and Andre.
then Andre can be our tiebreaker
Like who
if we
wins
need
that,
to.
or if they announce it or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right. Well, JPO, since you have the graphics, why don't you just go ahead and lead this out?
All right, evidently live night 1, Saturday, April 1st, brought to you by Snickers. Tag team showcase of the men's. Braun and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
We'll kick it off. Jordan, why don't you kick it off too? And
alrighty, so I don't hate this match. I mean, at least these are actual tag teams, unlike the women where it's just like, we want you on the card. Which again, I don't hate.
One of those teams makes sense though.
Who's Natalia teaming with this week? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who did they throw around with randomly? Shotzi, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know we're jumping ahead, but like they
fine.
were asking for. I think it was on Instagram. They were asking for tag team names, and I think Natalia pitched "Shots Through the Heart," which I think is actually pretty cool.
Like now, I kind of want them to team up for more than a week. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll get to that when we get there. There's actually like one team in there. Now that I think about it, but so yeah, I don't mind this. I'm gonna go with the Street Profits though. Braun and Ricochet definitely feels like a short-lived thing. I also think the Alpha Academy days are numbered. I think we're gonna get first model and then back to Goofy Otis sooner than later. Viking Raiders have a shot, but I just feel like the pop will be bigger for the Street Profits. Followed by bonus prediction: Ford turning heel.
So they win and then Ford turns.
Yeah. I want them to win and then still be like, man, I still don't need you.
All right.
Well, Montez turning.
I said Ford.
Oh, Ford. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I think you said before turning heel. So yeah.
No, Ford. Montez Ford.
All right, cool.
I disagree, but cool. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah. I feel like it's just a sort of a payday match. It's like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Ricochet and Braun, I guess they work. It's an interesting way they came together, but like Braun just had like an actual opinion on flippy wrestlers. It's like, let's just put them together. I guess they kind of work, but I don't think they're long to be a tag team. Also, think like they're looking to push Chad as a singles guy, which they should have ages ago. Actually, he's one of the best on the roster. Otis is probably going to be Otis in the Maximum Male Models, which is probably the best way to use him. So it probably comes down to the Street Profits and Viking Raiders. I'm going to go Viking Raiders here. I think like they're the only tag team I can see actually being a tag team for for the foreseeable future. So I think they benefit more from winning this match. So I'll go Viking Raiders.
All right, Austin.
I tend to make the mistake of going with my heart over my brain, but that's what I'm going to do here. So, because I don't win these anyway, so who cares? So I'm going to go Braun Strowman and Ricochet. I think maybe it's time for the two company guys who have done damn near everything to put everybody else over finally get their WrestleMania moment. So maybe Triple H will realize that and give Ricochet a win on a big stage because he seems to get nothing his entire rest of the WWE career. And Braun's also kind of put everybody over a lot. And I like the big man, little man tag team dynamic. And I think they make a pretty cool tag team. I don't think it'll be Profits because I think Montez will finally do his turn on the big stage and that'll cost them the win. And I just don't see the other two winning it. So I'll go with the feel good thing. And I also think this match will kick off night 1. That's my extra prediction. So, Strowman, Ricochet.
So you're saying you don't think it'll be Cena and Theory?
No, I don't. I'm going to go against the grain and say it's not going to be Cena and Theory.
I'll be a sucker and just say I'll go with Cena and Theory then if you want to do that. I just go with what's been reported.
So are you going to go with Alpha Academy to have 4 different asses?
Yeah. I am, and honestly, I could see them. I could see them winning. I think, Gable is a great wrestler. I think Otis is getting over. I'm going with them.
Okay.
So we might not even need tiebreakers. Who knows? Am I gonna have to share it every single time?
No. I was gonna do this first because we should do this one first.
Okay.
And so instead of ending with this, we should just get this out of the way.
Right. Okay. So yeah, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Richie, who you got in this?
I mean, the obvious choice would probably be like someone like
honestly, I think the obvious choice is literally the bottom row.
Bobby would be Bobby Lashley. Not sure if it would be Bobby Lashley, but to me, because it's so obvious, I think he'll probably get eliminated. But to me, it comes down to maybe Bronson and Johnny Gargano. I think he'll benefit. I'm going to go Bronson Reed. Maybe it's because he's Australian. I don't know why, but I'm going to go Bronson Reed.
Austin?
LA Knight.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why not? Who cares?
Hey, I read.
I can see him parading around the trophy in the weeks afterwards. I don't know. Just a character thing. So,
I read somewhere they were doing a live event. I can't remember where, but he got the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah, he's getting babyface reactions.
He's getting over, and I think his push starts with an Andre the Giant Battle Royal win. I know that hasn't done much for past winners, but I think this is the start of LA Knight's push. So I'm actually going with him as well. Jordan?
Guess what? We're gonna even this out again. I'm gonna go Bronson Reed. I'm going back to Richie. I literally, it's funny. I feel like the best people that have the shots are the bottom row there. Gargano's also got an NXT match. I don't think he's gonna take it. Lashley's a good safe pick, but I always look at battle royals like this as like this should be someone that kind of needs a boost. You know, Lashley doesn't necessarily need a boost. You know, he could challenge for the title next month if he really wanted to. LA Knight's a really good pick, but I'm going to go Bronson. I think he makes the battle royal guy that makes sense. And you maybe start off with I guess it's not starting off with, it's not a kickoff match, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to stick with Bronson.
All right. What's the next match?
All right, now we can just stick on the the one thing.
Dead air.
Shut up.
Hey, there it is.
All right, who's gonna win, everybody?
Black Raiders.
Booyaka.
Yes, the future Hall of Famer against Eddie Guerrero's son.
The picture of Dominic looks so fucking weird.
Austin, who you got in this one?
This one might be, I don't know about you. This one might be one of the tougher ones to predict. I'm not sure where they're going to go with this because you could easily the kind of smart answer would be Ray putting over Dominic at WrestleMania, but at the same time, it's like the same show where he's going into the Hall of Fame. Does he get to win? And can they figure out a way for Ray to go over to where they still have Dominic kind of look strong or do something? This one's tough to predict, legitimately. I'll go Dominic via shenanigans. I don't know, not like DQ, but like outside shenanigans. I'll just say that. So
yeah, that's where I'm going too. You know, it took Ray a long time to accept the match because he didn't want to hit his son. And I think, I think we see in the match there's moments where he just kind of hesitates and holds back, and Dominic takes advantage of that and gets the win. I think. I think you could have Ray get the win back at Backlash. Maybe with the help of Bad Bunny. I don't know. Set up a tag team match. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna go Dominic here. But yeah, this one is probably one of the tougher ones to predict. Jordan?
Hey, real quick. Yeah. You want Dominic to get some real heat? You have Ray come out the second night for the Hall of Fame thing, and Dominic beats the shit out of him right on the stage or jumps him on stage for the Hall of Fame thing too.
I've heard.
I'm not saying at the Hall of Fame ceremony. I'm saying when they parade him out on night 2, because this is on night 1, right? So
yeah.
So that means that we're probably going to do the night 2 presentation. They always have the presentation, where they bring them out, right?
Mhm.
You want to give him some nuclear heat, have Ray go out there, and then have Dominic jump him, afterwards, or on night 2. I don't know, just something.
I could also legit see shenanigans at the Hall of Fame itself. They've never done that before.
Yeah, I'm a bit iffy on that because I don't think there should be character work at a Hall of Fame.
Mm-mm.
I don't either, but doesn't mean
I'm not opposed to character stuff on this little presentation thing on the actual WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. I'm with that more than I am
opposed
the
to
other
that.
thing. But I can sadly see the other thing happening too. Is what I'm saying.
It isn't a wrestling ring now.
Yeah, it shouldn't be in a wrestling ring. It should be in a theater.
Well,
I don't mind the ring thing, but it should be look different.
You add NXT to it. Do the Hall of Fame on Wednesday or something. Then I don't know.
Yeah.
Or tonight. But Jordan, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I got nothing new to add. This one I could see going either way, but I think it just makes more sense to give the big win now to Dominic. Like you said, they could do it again. Maybe you can have a rubber match at SummerSlam, but I think for this one, I'm gonna go Dominic.
Richie?
Yeah, I can see this kicking off like a feud and maybe culminating in Ray retiring eventually. Like, I just feel like there's something to Ray getting inducted in the Hall of Fame now because I don't usually induct people who are still active. So he might have set feelers out, hey, this is my last year. I don't know, I'm just speculating. So I would say maybe Dominic wins here, and then I wouldn't say Backlash because I think they're trying to get away from direct WrestleMania rematches a month afterwards. So
that's what Backlash is for.
No, not like that was WrestleMania Backlash, but I don't know. I think Triple H is kind of, unless Vince is definitely behind the strings, I think they're kind of trying to get away from that. But I could be wrong.
We don't know that yet. We just don't know.
We don't know that. But I reckon they probably have another match at SummerSlam. And then Ray will get his win back. But and then maybe at the culmination of this feud, Ray retires. I'll say Dominic wins here.
All right, so 4 for 4. What do we got next? Seth Rollins, Logan Paul,
aka the match that steals night 1. My prediction. Man. There's my extra prediction.
And it's tough because I think Logan Paul has come out and said that his contract is up after WrestleMania, so it wasn't a long contract. But if you're gonna going out against Seth Rollins is a way to do it. Man, this one is so tough. I'm gonna go Seth. It seems like he's been losing more big matches than winning lately, and I think he could use a big WrestleMania moment. Logan got his last year when he sort of stole the show with how surprisingly good he was in the ring. I think Seth is due for another moment. I don't think he's had a big moment since 31. I mean, he's won titles and stuff since then, but I don't think any moment has topped that. I think he needs, and he's lost more than he's won lately. So I'm going Seth Rollins. Although this one is on the same level as the Mysterios, and it's
right.
tough to predict.
Who's going to go over this one?
Yeah. So, I'm like at a 51-49 for Rollins. That's where I'm at. That's how close it is. Jordan,
are you gonna pick a cruiserweight draft pick, Logan Paul?
Hey, smart pick. This is another one where if we were doing another way too. I meant to discuss this with you guys earlier. If we ever wanted to really do like tiebreakers too, we could always do confidence points. You know what I mean? Like each level has a different confidence. We'll give. So this is one of those lower ones where this is one of the least confident matches because I can see it going either way. But I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say Rollins. He's lost his last 3 Manias. He's always been on the other end for Cody, for Owens, for Cesaro. So and I just think I think he kind of needs that. He needs that kind of win right now more than Logan, who I think we need to see him lose one. So Rollins.
Yeah.
All right. Richie?
Yeah. we might be split here. No. I was hoping you'd still more because
Well, you got to be ready.
Yeah, no, I know it's all good. We're split here because I'm going to go with Logan Paul here. I think Seth Rollins has lost a few times at WrestleMania, but I think Seth Rollins is one of those few people that I don't think a loss really hurts him that much. I think he's one of those few people that can get over and stays over. Kind of like a person like The Rock and people like that who he's still beloved and is that talented that he can stay over. And I think he does well at putting over these guys. And I think what a statement it'll make if Logan Paul beats someone to the level of Seth Rollins. And I think that WWE would be silly not to re-sign Logan Paul. That he'll re-sign. And he'll make probably as much appearances as he did. As he has been doing. So I think Logan Paul re-signs, and I much like the Mysterios. I think these two have another match, probably down the line, maybe at some sort. So I'm going to Logan Paul.
All right. Austin?
I'm also going to go with Logan Paul.
Oh, we are split.
I think Seth has lost to WrestleMania because he doesn't really mind. He doesn't mind putting somebody over. And I think Logan, he had a valiant effort against Roman Reigns and lost that one. So it's not like, he's 1-1 right now. I mean, he could go either way. So I think he gets it here via Jake Paul. A little help from Jake Paul and maybe some Prime. So, but yeah, I think this will be a great match, though. That's for damn sure. I think these two guys will click really well, and I think Logan will take it here. You will.
There's your SummerSlam match. It's going to be the Pauls versus Owens and Zayn for the tag team titles. Booking it now.
You can't do it because one is a AEW, but the dream match: Logan Paul, the Paul brothers, and KSI versus the Shield.
Dream match. We just book dream matches here. That's all we do.
Right.
All right. What do we got next?
Oh yeah.
Technical. Oh, there we go. 6-woman tag.
I forgot you were talking to me. I'm like, yeah, what do we have next?
Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish taking on Bayley. Damage Control. They have a team name. Jordan, we're back down to you. Who do you got in this one?
Oh, the snake draft. I got you. I really want fucking Bayley to get a win. I really do. But I just don't see the Hall of Famers losing at Mania. We set up a rematch, yada yada. I just don't see it happening with Trish. So I'm gonna say Becky, Lita, and Trish pick up the W.
Ricky?
I actually am going to say Bayley and Damage Control. I think they have to, this is one of those opposite things to Seth Rollins. I think they have taken too many losses and it does hurt them. And there's a rumor that maybe at SummerSlam they're going to do Becky and Trish. So maybe Trish turns on Becky here to set up that match down the road. So and I think it will do a lot for Damage Control to win this match. So. And I think maybe it'll set up a tag title rematch down the road for Damage Control as well. So, I'm going to go I'm going to go Bayley and Damage Control here.
Austin?
Yeah, I'm going the same way as Richie. I think Damage Control could use the victory here, and they can keep something going. Yeah, between them and Becky, and I think they can. I think Damage Control can pin Lita. It's not going to hurt Lita. She's a Hall of Famer. It's not going to hurt her. So, I'll go with Damage Control.
So, I do see one of these Hall of Famers losing. I do see one of them. And that's because I don't think this is the only match Becky Lynch and Lita have this weekend. And I will explain why when we get to the women's tag team showcase. So I do have them winning here. I think you give them the win, and then I'll explain everything else when we get there. But I'm going with Lynch, Trish, and Lita here. All right, let me see. Let me guess. The next match will be acting title match. Boom. Nailed it. Or he heard me and just clicked on the picture. Richie, who you got in this one?
I mean, I don't see how
you'd see other pictures if I did that. So you nailed it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't see how you don't give it to Owens and Zayn at this point. I think there's just too much of a storyline build up there. Yeah, I think you have to.
Anyone picking the Usos?
To culminate the story. I would say if we're doing this, I mean, this should main event night one. I want this to main event night one. I'll say this main event's night one, but I'm worried it's probably going to be Rhea and Charlotte, but which is it's deserving. But build up wise, this should main event night one. So I'll state my prediction that this will main event night one. But yeah, this will be a great moment. I think there's still a storyline there with Jey Uso, like where does his allegiance lie, and we might see something here, and that'll play into the match. But yeah, I think Kevin Owens is having on the tag titles. I don't know how long a reign they'll have, but yeah, I think that's the moment they're going to create here.
Till SummerSlam, till the Pauls take it off of them.
Hey, I don't hate that idea. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I do. Fuck you both.
It's not your turn to talk. Austin, who you got in this one?
I also have Owens and Zayn, and I also have this main eventing night one because I think both of the storylines involving the tribe should headline each night. I think that would make sense, and it would make for a nice storyline button on both nights. So, yeah, Owens and Zayn go over in the main event of night one.
Same. Gordon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I pulled a Richie. I was eating it already.
It's probably taking me to talk longer, but yeah, no, I'm the same exact way, and I think this should main event. Maybe that prediction of the main event is more heart than head, but that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, that, and not only too. I'll this bonus point won't matter because we're all agreeing that this will main event. Defeating the bonus points. I'll also go with it because first tag team main event. Outside of obviously I guess you could say WrestleMania 1, but that was more of just a star-studded collection. This is a legit tag team main event now, so the Usos deserve that. Zayn with how over he deserves it, and Owens with his hard work deserves it. So that's another reason on top of everything else we said to why this should main event. And then as for winners, this is where I think we'd all have our most confidence points on Owens and Zayn.
For sure.
There's just almost no way it can be.
Right.
You want to get a tag team main eventing with Vince, and they add a tag team wrestler.
Yeah, plus honestly, I hate to say it, but that's another reason why it might actually happen now. It's not Vince.
Yeah. All right, Jordan, what's that next match? I said his name this time so he knew I was talking to him. Charlotte Flair taking on the Women's Rumble winner, Rhea Ripley. I honestly thought Rhea would go after Bianca Belair, but I was wrong. Austin, who you got in this one?
Who's the face and heel in this match?
Yes.
Technically, Charlotte's babyface.
Yeah, Charlotte has been kind of
anybody. Is anybody cheering for Charlotte in this one, or is everybody
Rhea's going to be the babyface and Charlotte's going to be the heel?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, Charlotte just, she doesn't put off babyface vibes. She puts off heel vibes like everywhere she goes, the way she carries herself. I mean, Rhea's trying to play the heel, but how could you not want to cheer for her? Yeah, I think Rhea goes over in this one, gets her moment, and I think this will be the semi-main event of night one.
Yeah, I'm also going Rhea, and I think they do a WrestleMania 13 double turn here. Because I think Rhea's that over, and I don't think she needs to be in Judgment Day anymore. I think she can leave the group. Maybe that happens. The Raw after Mania, even though she'll be the SmackDown Women's Champion. But yeah, no, I could see them executing a double turn here because I think Charlotte, I think she works better as a heel than a face, and Rhea's over, so why not just go with it?
Yeah,
Jordan, what do you got?
1,000% Rhea Ripley here. Yeah, she's got the momentum. This is also kind of one of those rematches where Charlotte got it last time, so it makes almost no sense not to give it to Rhea this time. I like your idea of the turn too, because I never even put that together. She wins, she's the SmackDown champ. So unless they just keep shoehorning her in on Raw, she really doesn't belong on Raw anymore. So yeah, you could kind of easily make her face now. Maybe she goes to say goodbye to Judgment Day, and maybe put Nikki in the stable instead. I don't know. It's all sorts of options. But yeah, I think Rhea definitely walks away with a W here.
Richie, you're not eating, are you?
No, not now. Yeah, I'm with consensus here. Yeah, I think the whole sort of part of the storyline is redemption from WrestleMania 36. It's like because I think her moment was taken away from her kind of by the pandemic, with no crowd, but also if you follow the story, sort of last minute booking change. Like she was meant to beat Charlotte for the NXT Women's Championship, and then they just Vince changed it at the last second, like as is his want. And I felt bad for her. And then Rhea sort of built her, she's always popular, but she sort of really kind of stood out as almost like sort of reminiscent of China, to be honest, as it's like kind of and got herself really over to the point where I don't know, you should capitalize on this momentum. So I think she should beat Charlotte, and and then start feuding with people on SmackDown, and maybe turn baby face. But I think she's she's one of the sort of the best attractions in the company at the moment. And capitalize on that. She said in an interview recently, they'll never do this, but if I had my way, I still would. Like she said, she wants to be like China and go for the. She's basically said that she wouldn't mind facing like Gunther, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, that would I would be down for
that. How many times would he go for the chop?
I know the chops maybe be uncomfortable, but fuck it, I think she could take as well. She could, so, but I'll go Rhea Ripley here, hands down.
All right. And then the final match for night one, Cena, Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Is that correct, JPO? That's correct. This one's also hard because it's like, do you give Cena that one last, Tyler run, and maybe he does an open challenge the next night, and he could lose it to an debuting NXT superstar. You could, maybe because they've done that before, where somebody will win one of these mid card titles and then lose it the next night. Looking at you, Zack Ryder.
It could be Zack Ryder.
Could be.
But who wins it? Like Matt Cardona could be the.
So this one's also tough, and I like that these aren't all predictable for the most part. But I'll go John Cena. Jordan, who do you got?
Yeah, this wasn't for the title. Maybe Cena, but I'm gonna say because it's for the title, and I just simply based on the facts that Cena doesn't need a U.S. title run. Theory, I think, is getting better on promos. I like what he's doing right now, and I say keep it a Theory, keep it with the young guy, put him over. Makes so much more sense to me.
Yeah.
Theory.
I did think it was cool how Cena mentioned in the promo that about piping and crowd noise, and then he does a promo in an empty arena. I like that. Richie, who do you got?
Yeah, I definitely like this version of Theory more. I think he's coming into his own. It's hard to predict because, like logic would say Theory, but they also touting that if Cena wins, he'll tie Ric Flair's record as like the most U.S. title reigns or something. So it's like then they like trying and beating records. So even if it's just for one night, I could see them doing that. I know Cena doesn't need the title, but I can see them doing that. So not that I want him to win because I think Theory will get more out of it, and I think he'll get over, and then but I'm gonna go Cena here, and he'll and the idea that he'll lose an open challenge at the Raw after Mania, ironically that could be Matt Cardona because but
Mellow Hayes.
I wouldn't hate that. Carmelo Hayes that'd be cool. But yeah, I'll go Cena.
Austin.
By the way, I rescind my prediction earlier. This will still be the opener. Sorry, gonna rescind that.
And that's my other thing with going with Cena is because usually, I think typically if they for the opener, they want to.
And they made a good point about in my reasoning again. I forgot about that. Yeah, John Cena's first WrestleMania, he won the U.S. title from the Big Show, so it'd be almost fitting if he wins the U.S. title from Austin Theory and then maybe retires, like just to put a button on it. I don't know. That'd be kind of poetic.
And when he won the title from the Big Show, it was the first match at that WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll go Cena. Actually, I think he'll do it and maybe even vacate it afterwards or something. But I'll go Cena. Yeah.
All right. So that is
Theory's got a long career ahead of him. John Cena does not.
No.
So. Just saying.
So that's night 1 covered. So now we'll go into night 2, and since we are one of our tiebreakers will be the night 1 opener. When we get to the match that you think will be the opener, just mention that when you're giving your prediction. So we'll go back to Jordan. You got in the women's showcase.
So yeah, I mean, as I joked before here about tag teams, there's really only one tag team here that makes complete sense. They've kind of been making Liv and Raquel tag team. The other two are literally from last week. Chelsea and Sonya being thrown together last second. Natalya and Shotzi literally last Friday. So Ronda and Shayna.
Ronda and Shayna. Shayna Baszler.
JPO, did I catch a niner in there?
Niner? Was that a niner? So Shayna and the Baszlers. Yeah. I've been saying for a minute, if you're gonna have Ronda on the show, quit shoehorning her into the singles picture for the title. Put her in a tag team with Shayna. It makes sense. So I actually don't even hate that. I think them, versus if they do Becky and Lita is a really good backlash match or whatever. So I think it's definitely going to be the only set tag team here, Ronda and Shayna.
Richie,
is Ronda cleared to wrestle?
Evidently, I don't forget with a match like this, she could do probably very little.
Okay. Yeah, it could protect her. Is there a unwritten rule with the women for women in WWE that they have to have like heaps of eyeshadow? Anyway, just look at
that. Have heaps of lots of stuff.
But Sonya Deville looks generally like a zombie. Anyway,
that's the sponsor.
Oh God, are we doing that?
No.
Go back there. Has Keisa got another zombie movie coming out or something? Yeah. Sort of with the other. Yeah, this is what they do this all the time. Where instead of say brought in women's tag titles, where it's like we brought in women's tag titles, but we don't have money to tag teams, so let's just throw women together all the time. You're in our tag team for a while. But yeah. So the Ronda and Shayna, they have they're not only an established tag team, but they've been established as friends. Obviously, in MMA as well. I think it makes sense for them to be tag champions. I could see your idea that you had that they might even wrestle Lita and Becky. At maybe not later on in the night, but I actually think they maybe wrestle them on Raw the next night. So yeah, I'll and win. But yeah, I think Ronda and Shayna win the tag titles eventually. So I'll go Ronda and Shayna.
All right, Austin.
I'm just gonna go Ronda and Shayna because I think that's exactly like as I'm saying with those two should be doing right now. Like I just like the idea of two just monster heels just breaking people's bones and just being badasses, and that's what they should be doing, and that's what they should have been doing with Ronda the entire time. If you're going to use her like that, just have them be these monsters that just will beat the shit out of you if you get in the ring with them. And I think we might even have like a dueling armbar finish or something like that, where maybe two people tap out at the same time. I can see that happening.
Armbar.
Yeah, armbar. So that's where I'll go.
Yeah, I'm going Ronda and Shayna as well. And pretty convincingly, actually. I don't think they're I think they'll dominate. And here's what I was talking about with Lynch and Lita losing. I think they call them out. They accept the match. We get an impromptu women's tag team title match. Shayna and Ronda walk out of Mania as tag team champions. That's just a bonus prediction. I'm not counting that for points, though. But if it happens, cool.
Is it just a 4-way or elimination?
I don't know.
They've never called it anything but a showcase, so I don't think so, but who knows?
Because if it's elimination, it'll probably come down to Shayna and Ronda and Liv and Raquel, just because they're
100%. Yeah, like that's the only other team that I'm like maybe the other two have no shots.
But yeah, what do we got next?
Oh yay! Oh, what a
and
the match is going to steal night 2. Brock Lesnar almost.
All right.
This is where almost breaks out his shooting star.
I like to make a prediction for the main event of night 2. No,
yeah.
Richie, who you got in this
Roman
one?
And Cody probably going about third.
Not the match I wanted. Obviously I wanted. There's a few matches I wanted. Obviously Brock and Lashley made sense. I don't know if there's the direction they're even going. It turns out I wanted Brock and Gunther. Wanted Brock, Brock and Bray Wyatt was considered. But yeah, look, I'll go with it. I think this match is going to be short. I think that's the idea of this match is,
Ooh, bonus point prediction. I'm being legit. Minutes of this match.
I think this match will go on for about I'm gonna do Jamal Rossi 3 minutes. I think this match goes on for 3 minutes. I think that this match is just has been made for like the optics of Brock Lesnar hoisting up Omos for an F5 and hopefully doesn't hurt his back. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think Omos kicks out a multiple. I think he gets hit with one and that's it. I think Omos does very little. I think and I think sort of like Great Khali, I think they'll realize there's really limited things you can do with Omos. So yeah, I don't know if he features this prominently in the card again. So I'll go Brock. Yeah, Lesnar definitely, but yeah, and very quickly.
All right, Austin.
I'm almost afraid. Not that it'll go long, but it'll go like 7 or 8 minutes, and it'll be like the longest 7 or 8 minutes of WrestleMania. Like for whatever reason, like Omos will get some kind of heat on him for a few minutes, and it's going to be terrible until Brock finally beats him. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Brock will beat him, but can I make a hopeful prediction of what I hope happens?
Yeah,
I hope Omos stiffs him accidentally and Brock beats the shit out of him legitimately and pulls a Braun Strowman and hits him in the face or punches him in the face for real when Omos accidentally stiffs him. That's what I hope will happen in this match. But yeah.
Or maybe Omos gets jumped backstage and we get the actual opponent.
Bobby Lashley or somebody better.
I'm still hopeful that this is a minute long and then Bobby Lashley comes out and that's our match. I'm still slightly hopeful for that.
Yeah, maybe. Anything but this. Yeah, I don't know. It's either going to be a very quick match. Brock just beats him real quick after the face-off, or it'll be the greatest train wreck in the history of WrestleMania. It's got that potential if they go longer than 2 minutes. We'll see.
Yeah, I've got Brock as well. As far as how long this match is, oh geez, because they only gave Bobby and Omos, I think there was like 6.5. I
That's a
was
good
actually
question.
looking at it earlier. I think it was like 6.5, and Brock's not known to do long matches anymore. Neither is Omos, so I think it's just a little bit shorter than that. So I'm going to go around 5 minutes.
Brock will do long matches, but with people who can work.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, long for him now is like 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm talking like he used to do like.
Yeah,
20
I think the days of him doing 30-minute matches with guys like Kurt Angle are long over. But
Their Mania match was almost 7. Their Backlash rematch was almost 9. Lashley and almost.
But yeah, no, I'll say Brock in 5 minutes ish.
So I was gonna say 5, so I'll say 4 for the hell of it. 3, 4, 5, and 7. I think is what we got. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Brock. Yeah, like I said, this is the only match that I'm disappointed in. You know, the tag matches or whatever, but I at least like the people that are in it. This is the only thing where I'm like, this is not Mania for me. Almost is a guy they're trying with, but I think it's a notch above Kali, but I literally mean one notch, which is not good.
I liked him when he was with AJ, but I don't think he's a.
I didn't even like him then because again, he sucked then. He just was a big dude. But at least then you got an AJ to wrestle most of the match.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, I liked him. I liked him when he was the door guy.
When he was the door guy.
And what was it? The
Raw Underground.
Raw Underground. Yeah, that experiment.
I did too. That's why I say he's a notch above Kali because I think he has at least been funnier than Kali in a couple times.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Ooh, Edge versus. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Demon.
They pretty much all but confirmed that, right?
Yeah. And it's going to be inside the classic
normal Hell in a Cell, not the red ugly
red
thing.
One. So, Austin, who you got?
I'll take the Demon to take this one. I think Finn could desperately use a really, really big win. I mean, I think the Demon is almost undefeated, right? Lost maybe once. I don't know.
Yeah, he lost to Roman when the ropes broke. That stupid.
Didn't he also? I'm pretty sure Demon Finn also lost to Samoa Joe in NXT. But
yeah, he did. Yeah,
I'd have to fact check that.
But I think it'll be Demon versus Brood Edge because I think it's also confirmed. Isn't Gangrel supposed to be there?
Gangrel's going to be there.
Yeah, so I think Gangrel maybe comes up first through the stage and then brings out Edge. Like that'll be kind of cool. I'm looking forward.
There's also I don't want to give hope. There's a rumor that they might have got Christian for a day.
Yeah, I heard that.
That would be amazing if it was the whole Brood. That would be pretty damn great. Yeah, that would be something. I would like that a lot. But even with that,
what would the exchange be? Who's popping up on Dynamite then?
Naked Midian.
What? No, it's got to. No, I'm saying a signed.
No,
it's gonna be
like the whole Flair, Christian thing from TNA back in the day. Like if they gave them Christian, they got to get something in return.
You'll get Marseille.
Jesus. Like, can we also have Mansoor? They're like, don't fucking push it. We're WWE.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this will be a pretty good match. Edge usually has pretty good Hell in a Cell matches. And they'll give him some time for sure. Like, if anything, just if you have to, WWE, just make Brock and almost way shorter and just give these guys whatever extra 5 minutes they need. So yeah, Edge, Demon. I'll take Demon Finn to get the win here.
Well, it's an Edge match, so it's automatically going to be the longest match of the night. But I will also go with Demon Finn. I think Judgment Day is sweeping through their WrestleMania matches, and yeah, Edge doesn't need the win. They got the win at the
last couple of matches,
Chamber,
really, right? Yeah,
they kind of got during the Rumble. Edge kind of got the leg up, so I think it's time for Finn Balor to get a huge win, and I think this is it. So I'm excited. I'm excited more than anything for the entrance. I think the entrances are going to be incredible. JPO, who do you got?
Oh, I'm a little torn, but yeah, I'll go with Finn. Kind of that simple logic of, I think they could just use it more. You know what I mean? And like they've been kind of put down. I thought they were going to win that mixed tag. They didn't. So I think finally, maybe Judgment Day that's how it ends because they win. So now they'll finally leave him alone.
Yeah, and I was, you're so stupid for thinking Edge and Beth Phoenix are gonna win. yeah, I was a stupid.
I don't recall saying that. I
was stupid for all my other predictions though. I think I got 2 right for Elimination Chamber. Anyway, Richie, who do you got?
I believe I won that prediction, honestly. Anyway,
yeah, we know who won. Don't worry about it.
Hey, well, we also know who's never won. Thanks.
I wasn't going to mention that, but cool. You can bring it up. Good one. Yeah, I'm going to go Finn here. I think he needs to win more than Edge does. I think again, Edge has hinted a few times that this might be his last year where he actually properly retires on his own terms.
Watch him say that for the next 10 years. This is it, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
2030, I'm out.
Speaking of people who are unretired. Yeah, David Richards, unretired. Anyway, cool. Just bringing it up. I won't go into it, but people don't stick to retirements. Sometimes.
Leo Rush, hello.
Yeah. There's others as well, but I think Finn. This is one of the cool things if WWE had 6-person tag titles, just because it'd be cool at some point of the optics of all Judgment Day holding up the titles. But I think Judgment Day could use the boost of momentum, and I think they would all have at WrestleMania with Dominic winning, Rhea hopefully winning, and then Finn. And I think this will be cool. And I think this feud's gone on enough. Hopefully this ends the feud, and Finn goes on to bigger things. I think. I think if Cody wins the title, I think Finn would be a kind of a cool challenge. First challenger. I reckon if they could build him up, that'd be kind of cool. But so I'll go Finn.
No, don't listen. We don't need more any titles. WWE.
Right.
Don't pull Tony Khan.
This is my night 2 opener.
Nah.
I think they open strong.
I didn't even think about mine.
Open it with these entrances. Oh my goodness, how cool would that be?
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you. There you go.
Nope, too late. You didn't pick, so you don't get a bonus point, Richard.
I'm gonna agree. Oh no.
Oh, too late. We're past your turn.
We're also past my turn.
Oh, good. Then when you get it, let's see.
Well, what does it matter? Can I just predict anything now for the opener, or does it have to be when it comes up?
Well, Jacob did say that, but I'm just joking. Say whatever.
He just said it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
No,
well, keep going because I don't think this is going to be the opener.
I agree.
I have I'm between this and another one. I'll mention when it pops up. But that's. Why did I? Speaking of, this was the other one I thought could be the opener, but I'm going with Finn and Edge. This is a match I think that will steal the show, though. Triple threat: Drew, Gunther, Sheamus. As soon as Austin and I saw them in the Royal Rumble, we both were like, "Yeah, no, this is a match that needs to happen," and we're getting it. I'm so happy. This is another one that's tough because I think you give it to Sheamus, he could complete that Grand Slam, but I think Gunther is just having such an incredible run. I think you give him that lengthy run, you let him beat Honky Tonk's record, so that is why I think Gunther retains, or he loses by not getting pinned and is pushed into the world title picture.
Oh, so which one are you going for?
So, well, no, I want him to beat the reign. I want him to be the longest reigning IC champion. But if he does lose, then he better lose by not getting pinned, and he needs to be put into the world title picture. Because I thought the last 7 or 8 minutes between Cody and Gunther was really good.
I was going to say best of both worlds, Jacob. Keep that belt and still challenge for the world title.
I mean, yeah, they've done it before, so
yeah.
Jordan, who you got in this one?
I too will go with Gunther. I Mania's a different beast. If this wasn't Mania, I think Sheamus would have a shot to kind of complete that, think that trilogy's going for or whatever. But I don't think that pop would be as big. Drew maybe, but I think again, yeah, you go for the kind of new guy of the three. You go for the record breaker, possibly. You go for Gunther.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, I'm going against you guys. I like Gunther. I think his reigns have been great, but I think they've one of the reasons they made the triple threat match is so he can lose without getting pinned. And I think, I think Sheamus pins Drew McIntyre because Sheamus has been saying for the longest time that only party has won to be Triple Crown is the Intercontinental title. I think this would be a cool moment, and I think. You have Sheamus and Drew McIntyre be the Intercontinental title program going to the next few months. And I think Drew turns heel. I think that's rumor that had been discussed. I think Drew has a heel run in the next few months. So I think that's the title feud. And then you move. I mean, you could still have Gunther be Intercontinental champion and move into a feud for the world title, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think I do see Gunther being slotted into that main event scene. So, but I'm gonna have Sheamus pin Drew.
All right, Austin.
I'm not thinking that far ahead. I think Gunther just retains this thing. Becomes a really long time because you could still have another feud with those guys without that. Have Gunther move on to other things. But this is both mine and Vinny V's most anticipated match of the night. We're both fans of big, scary, mean guy Haas Warfare matches, and that's what this is going to be. And I just want 15 minutes of these guys chopping and kicking and forearming and elbowing and slapping the hell out of each other for 15 minutes, and I will be a very, very happy man. So, Gunther wins this one. So I'm looking forward to this one so much. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we got next? Belair and Asuka.
Yeah, that's my prediction for opening of night 2, by the way.
And I am with Pez on that.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, we're back to you first. So who do you got winning?
Another one that I can slightly see going either way. I think we're gonna have a retain here. I think Bianca's gonna keep it. That's always been my gut feeling from when they announced this. I just don't. I could see them putting on Asuka, but I just see them more just giving it to Bianca, let her continue kind of going on forward for a little longer.
All right. Richie?
I'm actually going to go Asuka here. I think her new sort of character is getting over, or something new character. It's just her character when she was in Japan, Kana, basically. I think it's getting over. I like the new sort of dark side Asuka. I think as much as Bianca's really good, I think it's getting a little bit stale. I think it needs to be freshened up a bit. I think maybe having Asuka win and maybe back a bit, going a bit of a different direction would be cool. So I think it'll be a really good match, but I think Asuka wins the belt here.
All right, Austin.
I'll take Asuka to start her resurgence here with the win. Yeah, I think Bianca's been champion for like a year or so, right, or something. Like she's been champion. For a while. Yeah. I think it's time. It's time for somebody new. And Asuka, while she's not new, I think the gimmick is fresh and kind of new, and she's getting over. So I'm gonna go with Asuka.
All right. Yeah, I was just looking up, wanted to see how long she's been champion. She's been champion for. It's close. I don't know if it's 362 days as of now. So by Sunday,
over a year,
it'll be exactly a year.
Yeah.
And I think to commemorate that, she will retain. I'm with JPO on this one.
Funny how so far, like a lot of the undercard ones have been really harder to predict than some of the higher card ones.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Yeah. And I like how we're always been 50-50 split on a few of them. It makes predictions interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited for Mania. I think this Mania looks really good in the fact that it's not as predictable. really adds to it. So
I mean, I think the only outright stinky match
This is
potential
broken.
is Brock and Omos. Like, I think all the other matches at least could either be are pretty much guaranteed to be good, or could be surprisingly good, or at least will be good storyline wise or character wise or something. Like even that 4-way women's one could be fun if Ronda and
Shayna
just beat the snot out of everybody and could be entertaining. You know what I mean? Like it could be interesting. Like it'd be fun to watch. Like I like the only stinky one match I think so far. It could definitely be Brock and Omos, but that's a good thing. I mean, you're always gonna have not every match is gonna be amazing at WrestleMania. There's been plenty of WrestleManias where there's a bad match or two, but
looking at you, Brawling Brutes and New Day from last year. But that wasn't their fault. It was a time thing.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I thought it was basically a squash.
Yeah, it was supposed to. I think it was supposed to be night 1, and then due to time, they pushed it to night 2, and then still didn't give them enough time. At that point, it's like just move it to SmackDown and give them 20, 25 minutes as a hey, we're sorry, but go steal the show on SmackDown. But I think the only match we have left is the main event, right? GPO.
Let's see here. Boom.
Yes. So Richie, who do you have in the main event?
So
hey, by the way, hold on. Did you guys know that Cody's father is Dusty Rhodes?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Rhodes. Yeah.
They should use that in the storyline, maybe.
All roads lead to Rome. No, I did Logic says Cody Rhodes. Roman's held it for. I have really enjoyed this title run of Roman. I really like Roman as a heel. I think he's great. I think he's shown that he is talented, and I have liked his reign. But I can't put it past WWE to be like, hey, no, we're going to continue this run. But if Roman Reigns is going to take the time off because he's not like a full-time dude, then I don't see why you would keep the belts on him at this point. Look, this one's a bit nervous. I could definitely see them going back with Roman, but I will go Cody.
All right, Austin.
Everybody's got their money on Cody, and I think they're going to pull the switch. I think Roman walks out of SoFi Stadium as the champion still, and they extend this a little bit because I don't know if Cody's got as much momentum as people think he kind of does. I don't know. It's hard to predict because I can see it going either way. It almost feels like the Cody win is too predictable, but then I don't know where you go from there. I think it's almost more interesting if you stretch it out just a little bit more. And even if Roman takes a little time away, I think that just adds to the aura every time he defends the title. You know what I mean? Like almost like a champion like that should only be on TV sporadically and win and put his title on the line, every 2 months or so, make it a big deal. And then have Cody win it later, after you built it up a little bit more. I don't know. I don't feel the build to this one. I think Cody winning is actually kind of anticlimactic. I think it'd be a bigger deal if Roman pulled the rug out from everybody and wins. So maybe I'll be that one guy, but I'll say Roman keeps it. Yeah, and walks out with nuclear heat coming out of LA. So I don't know.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, but I am gonna go Cody. I think he finishes the story. He came back for that WWE Championship, and I think he's gonna get it. And I think after WrestleMania, the Universal Championship will be no more. I think
because there is a rumor that Triple H hates that Universal title. All right,
I think that title will be no more. The World Heavyweight.
And the rumor that Cody's gonna do the same thing he did with the IC title and bring back maybe the Winged Eagle or something like that.
Well, good.
He did. He did.
All the more reason to extend the feud to a unification match at SummerSlam.
I think. Well, yeah, because he was on Stone Cold's podcast, and they were talking about why he left AEW, and he looked over. Stone Cold has the winged eagle on the wall, and he said, "Yeah, and when it comes down to it, it's about that." He points at the championship, and he's like, "Yeah, and you have the winged eagle, which is like the ultimate." Because that was a really cool looking belt. But yeah, no, I think Cody finishes the story. I think the Usos try to get involved, so which brings out Owens and Zayn, kind of to even the odds. I don't know if anyone comes out to even the odds with Solo. I don't know what happens there, but yeah, I think Rhodes wins. I think at Backlash we get a 6-man, between Roman and the Usos and Cody, Owens and Zayn. So I think that's your Backlash main event, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman wins, but I'm going with Cody. JPO.
So I've thought about this. I've definitely toyed with the idea of Roman winning. That would be some great nuclear heat. I think the biggest problem with that though is just where do you go from there? SummerSlam? I'm sorry. I think no one will give a shit by then. I think, unfortunately, you could argue maybe you should have done Sammy. Maybe Cody's lost a tiny bit of momentum, but I just don't think there's a better story to tell than Cody winning on Sunday. Because this is the time. Not SummerSlam, it's Mania, man. Because I just think if you continue
what if it's
on
Mania next year?
No, that's worse. You're gonna drag this on for
Why?
another year? You had your shot. People are
Nobody
gonna.
thought.
If you
Nobody
think
thought they would
Cody
drag
has,
this thing out for a year.
if you
Nobody
think
thought
he
they would drag
slightly has,
Reigns out
you're
for a
saying
year.
Cody though, or who? Who?
Cody chases for another year and then finally gets more momentum and
That's
wins.
so much. People are gonna hate Cody by then. How long are you gonna drag out another year of I gotta do it for my dad again? Like no.
So
like,
what happens when
horrible.
Cody wins? Where do they go from there then?
What do you mean? You start over again. You defend the title. You do what every wrestler that's ever won the title has done.
Who's he feud with?
What does Roman do for a year until we get to Cody? He's not going to defend at SummerSlam.
We asked that same question last year. What's he going to do for? Because everybody thought it was going to be Rock and Roman, and they switched it and had one of the greatest stories they've ever done. Like I don't see it. I think there's plenty of things you do with Cody where I just think Roman. I don't see a good outcome of Roman winning other than the first night of him getting great heat. I just nothing. There's just nothing on paper that I could see. I think this story should be told now. I think you maybe lost it with Sammy, and I think you're gonna definitely lose it. No one's gonna care about Cody in a year from now if he doesn't win it. So I think even SummerSlam would hurt. So no, I think this is the best story to be told right now, Cody.
All right. Well, those are our predictions with our tiebreakers mixed in there. Although only two of the tiebreakers will matter because we all agreed on one of them. No, I'm looking forward to it. I just see, because it is in Hollywood. So what celebrities do they pull in to, have some moments?
Can those be bonus points? Sort of like how we did the Royal Rumble. What kind of celebrities or actors make on-screen appeareres?
No,
not necessarily getting involved, but like who's in the front row?
Right.
Well, here's one. Does The Rock show up because it's in Hollywood?
I think he's not in the main event. Where do you shoehorn him in then? I think even if he's free now, like I wouldn't put him on because it would take away from whatever is happening already, unless he's the one that like takes away Solo. Oh, maybe like he's the reason like he backs off the Usos and Solo, and it's like if he's truly the tribal chief, let him do this on his own, and then you can still set up Roman versus Rock non-title next year.
WrestleMania 40. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I just sold myself into that. I went from no to like, yeah, do that.
Jim Carrey, because of the Andy Kaufman.
Oh,
maybe. Well, I thought it'd be cool if, like, have they announced who's inducting who yet for that?
No,
I know I think Conan I read is
was he confirmed or was he rumored?
I don't know.
Because I've heard Conan too. I just wasn't sure if it was like confirmed.
Yeah.
Wait, Pez, what are you gonna say? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, no, I mean Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman, I think would be interesting if he accepted.
Well, I would say as Andy Kaufman, or what's the other personality?
Oh, Bob Zamuda. If Bob Zamuda inducted him. Yeah, I mean, because you could either have Jim Carrey has done Bob Zamuda or not Bob Zamuda. What am I saying? I'm the expert here.
I can't remember the name. Yeah.
Bob Zamuda as Tony Clifton. So
thank you.
Yeah, if you have either Bob Zamuda play, because Bob Zamuda is still around, he could play Tony Clifton. Jim Carrey could play Tony Clifton. They both have. If Tony Clifton inducts Andy Kaufman, I think that would be pretty hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. That was kind of my prediction. Was Tony Clifton does it?
Yeah, because they could do some fun stuff where Tony Clifton always like hated Andy Kaufman because he like shit all over him while kind of half putting him over, like he stole all.
Although the other obvious like easy answer is just Lawler.
Yeah, I think the question is Lawler in good
is
in good health though, because we don't know if he's
in
good health to be there. That was the question. But if you didn't, I think either a Jim Carrey appearance would be cool, or if you can't get that, Bob Zamuda doing the Tony Clifton thing, I think would be a lot of fun. So
yeah. I mean,
I'm looking forward to that induction regardless. I think that'll be great. And I saw a whole bunch of when you click on that original thing when WWE put the thing out there, it's all these just dummies in the comments just being like, "Who is that? That's stupid. He was never in WWE. Some actor dummy."
Really?
Like, people don't realize
that's funny
who Andy Kaufman was, what he did for the business. Even not being in WWE, he had one of the greatest moments in television history, as ranked by many magazines and publications. The him and Lawler on Letterman and it was a wrestling angle. Like, how great is that? You know what I mean? Before Hulk Hogan, before anything, they did that on television and
it's the same.
Great.
In a way, it's the same as Great Muta. Like in a way, WWE. This is kind of like a wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh, it is.
More than even just a WWE because like. They own WCW, they own ECW. Memphis doesn't really have its own Hall of Fame, so they're kind of sometimes it's outside of just what you've done in WWE.
Yeah, because if you look at the on Wikipedia, they list accomplishments.
Yeah,
or WWE recognized accolades is what it says, and none of the accolades for Great Muta are WWE.
No, he never wrestled in WWE, not even once.
Yeah. Who else was it? Carlos Colon that they inducted a while back. He made one appearance maybe.
He's in the Rumble in '97. Might have been it. Maybe a couple other weird ones, but yeah. Well, I mean, even if you look at it, NWO, Harlem Heat. You know what I mean? Those are
Sting's not in the Hall of Fame for his WWE run.
Yeah. Even the
Steiners match with Triple H. Let's be honest.
We just went WWF. The Steiners don't deserve it, but they deserve it from NWA, WCW.
Yeah. I don't care if they had a WWE run or not. It's a wrestling thing. It's an accomplishment. Yeah, that's why Antonio Inoki got in. He wasn't in WWE.
Yeah, Inoki's a perfect example. No Mascaros. It's not for his eliminating himself in the '97 Rumble. It's not enough to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to all of it. Stand and Deliver. It looks like a good show. The Hall of Fame. I'm very curious to see if Ray gives a motivational speech, much like The Undertaker did last year.
The little Britney microphone, it just talks about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's not what I was expecting. But no, I think his speech is probably one of my favorites. So
sure.
No, looking forward to it. I think JPO will be hosting a watch along, probably not live, but
no, not live. I don't want to get taken down.
So we will be watching it, and then on Monday, April 3rd, we will be talking about it and giving you our thoughts on the show because we don't like to wait too long after these big events. We like to kind of give our thoughts pretty quickly. So look forward to that. Look forward to everything coming from wrestling. It's a pretty big weekend for wrestling overall because there's usually what would you say, JPO? Like how many shows over Mania?
There's shows every hour on the hour.
Oh yeah. While we're talking, we missed probably like 4 shows. I've seen, like I said, I've seen Bloodsport, I've seen Santino Bros. WrestleCon Super Show already happened. Something else is happening tonight. So yeah.
There will be a GCW show. There will be the Spring Break show, the Joey Janela thing. There will be a
Mike Bailey's wrestling 3 times in one night.
Yeah,
I've seen Mike Bailey wrestle once already. Him and Kota Ibushi fought earlier.
It's in Cali, so is PWG doing a show at some point this
weekend?
But
they're doing it. The Con Super Show, and I believe someone else is in that arena.
Okay.
It's the PWG arena.
Yeah, but damn near everybody runs on like literally when they do. I remember in Dallas, I was there a week after, unfortunately, WrestleMania, so I couldn't go there. But like, if you looked at the schedule, there was something wrestling related literally starting every hour. Like you could go to wrestling.
Share my screen, Jacob.
Yeah.
I made this before as an example. So yeah, here's just an example of things, SBW 11, Con Super Show 4, Bloodsport was 4, Impact's got something tonight, DDT's got something tonight, FTR's got a live podcast tonight, GCW at midnight, then tomorrow, 2 more GCWs, Ring of Honor, Prestige, SmackDown, Hall of Fame, Joe Janela Spring Break, another GCW show on Saturday, NXT, another GCW show, Effie's, Mania, GCW, and Sunday, and the Indie Hall of Fame is on Sunday, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah,
and there's other things I didn't even list.
That's what I mean. There's other shows that run even during Mania. Like there's shows that run during WrestleMania. If you don't want to go to night 1 or night 2, they run indie shows. So, yeah, I mean, literally anything you can want to see, you can go see. Like it's insane. Like that's why I want to go back to Mania one day just for the shows, like just for the sheer amount of options you can do nowadays. Everybody swarms on the city and runs. I'm not going to Philly. I believe so. I don't want to go to Philly, but the rumor was that they were going to Vegas next year, and that didn't happen. They went to Philly instead. I hope they go to Vegas maybe 2 years from now, because then I definitely go.
The year I went, I believe I got to 11, and the year it was canceled because of COVID, I believe I was looking at 15, 16 events.
The year at the first year that WrestleMania 24, it was in Orlando. I worked 2 shows that weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the one that got canceled, I was booked out on I think 2 to 3 shows. Part of my 15 was going to be 3 of them I was just on.
Yeah.
So that's fun weekend to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back Monday with our thoughts on the show. JPO, where can people find you?
Here, there, everywhere. The Pierce Co. channel. The next tournament match is Wednesday. Pez will be fighting Sinister Alec Miller to see who advances. Adventures? Baseball?
Who adventures? Sean Connery.
Yeah, there you go. Hint. I will have a Sean Connery question for that dog. Right. In the tournament here, and then also other just fun matches on there. Countdowns, and then Pierce wrestling stuff, kind of like what we do here, but trivia wise.
Sweet.
And also shout out to the Lights Out Trivia. I am your current champion after I won on Wednesday. I defeated 3 people. Steve Mason went down, Dim Simmons went down, and Richie, help me out with the 3rd competitor I defeated. Richie Niemann-Goodegger was the 3rd. So I'm
pretty sure Richie said he was going to win that match.
He did say that.
I don't mind. No, I meant the next one. I don't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say we have video evidence.
It is recorded.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like bullshit wheel spin.
Yeah.
All right. Austin, since Richie, since Richie's
he's having a dog issue.
His dogs don't appreciate
this is why cats are better.
His dogs don't appreciate his non-guarantees. So, Austin, where can people find you?
Well, technically today, because it's 12:08 where I'm at right now. Today is now my birthday. I'm 37 years old right now.
Happy birthday,
March 31st.
Jacob, Richie, unmute yourself. Hurry up. Shut your dog up. Hurry up.
Richie's still.
Hello.
And the 1 and the 2 and a happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Because I was going to say.
One is joining me. Now I feel awkward to you.
He's joining you.
Thank you. Yes.
Happy birthday. Okay, now it's
copyrighted by a.
I mean, I know my singing voice is not good, but damn, dog, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. So yeah, technically, today, later this evening, because it's now 12.
Did you say 37?
Yeah, I'm 37
in a row.
Yeah,
that's a dick sucking joke from Clerks. Thank you, everybody.
When's your birthday? Like this year, what year? Every year, whatever that Hot Fuzz joke is.
It's kind of like an annual thing, guys.
So, anyways, yeah, for the birthday, a little bit later, we'll be starting at 10 Eastern. But I have a birthday bracket scheduled. It is Pez's mystery tournament, and we're gonna have a lot of fun doing that show because I don't even care if you guys do gut reaction 15-second votes because it's my show. So we can fly through this thing if you want to. I'm totally cool with that. Even just seeing, but we're gonna do a total mystery tournament. I have 64 just completely random movies, no topics, no themes, no nothing. I'm just gonna present you with 2 movies. You just pick one, and we'll see what happens. But that's what we're gonna be doing for my birthday. After all my family festivities are done, and I settle back down at the home base. So yeah, we have that. We have a April Fool's show on Saturday night. Check that out. And yeah, not too much outside of that other than that trivia. And but I believe Jacob will be going, since it's WrestleMania, we'll be doing Lonely Marks on Monday, right? Like we used to do a post pay-per-view. If everybody's down for that, we'll be doing a kind of a quick turnaround there. So checking that out.
Yeah, and you can catch Richie losing to Jordan in Lights Out Trivia. He has a Tubi podcast he likes to talk about.
Yeah, time the stream. Next episode we're doing is Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Oh God.
Thanksgiving for Easter.
Well, I'll say this, Richie. If you can hear me, I know that your dogs are. At least you're not drinking to that movie, because my God, did we get annihilated to that movie with the drinking game? That drinking game was brutal, and that movie is brutal too. It's a bad movie that I legitimately don't like because I just think it's so bad it's unlikable. So good luck with that one. Yeah.
So go check that out. He does trivia pretty much everywhere. Sometimes he wins. So yeah. And then I'm also around here. I do a lot of these shows, Tournament Fights, Tier Anchor, this show, podcast about movies. Check it all out. It's a fun time. So hit the bell, subscribe, like, share with your friends, because why not? It's just nice to do.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching the replay, let us know some of your predictions for WrestleMania. Let us know.
Was anyone in the comments tonight?
Somebody thought something was funny. So other than that, nobody else.
Something an hour ago was funny, so who knows what that was?
Yeah. Nobody else was in the.
Not even one.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah. Well.
Wow, that guy is smart. Thank you, Real Pro Wrestling.
How real is it? No. Once again, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on the replay, and we will be back Monday. So for Jordan, for Richie, for Austin, I am Jacob. Thank you for watching. We will see you later.